video. So today, as the title suggests, I've got a new guitar. This arrived earlier this week. This is the Schecter PT Vintage Custom Shop, and I thought I'd kind of do a quick video and take us through some tones and specs. I am planning on doing some mods to this guitar, so I thought it might be nice to document it pre any of those modifications. And I also want to answer a couple of questions I had off the back of an Instagram post when I posted a picture of this guitar when it arrived earlier this week. So start off with the specs. It's fairly standard for what you would expect for a T-style guitar. It's got a lot of vintage appointments, so I've got the ashtray bridge with the 3 compensated brass saddles, as opposed to the more modern kind of 6 saddle version. And we've got your standard kind of tele pickup configuration, lipstick in the neck, and then the tele bridge at the back. I am planning on swapping them, but I'll talk more about that in a little while. We've not got any contours on this. You can get them with contours, but I wanted one that felt a little bit more traditional. There is a little bit of a neck carve for higher fret access. We've got a maple neck, one piece, so it's got the skunk stripe for the truss rod in there, and it's not a small or it's not a thin neck, but it's also not a thick neck. It's a little bit thicker than what I'm used to, but it's shaped very well, so it feels very comfortable to play. And it's got either a very, very light finish or no finish on this at all, so it should age nicely. And then at the top we've got Schecter's locking tuners. In terms of the radius, we've got 14 inches, and then the scale length is standard tele 25.5. So the reason I bought this guitar, I'm actually looking to slim down the number of guitars I own, which I realise is a contradictory statement when talking about buying a new one. But the thinking there is I would rather have a smaller number of higher spec guitars. So I've sold a couple that haven't been used in a while, as there was a few that would kind of be made redundant by other guitars. So I've sold them, and kind of the plan is to reinvest in a higher spec set of some of the models that I'm more interested in, I guess. And the past year especially, I kind of realised that of all the classic builds, the Tele's the one that I'm most comfortable on, spec-wise and tonally speaking, compared to like Strats and Les Pauls, that kind of thing. So I figured I'd sell a couple and kind of get myself a really nice high-spec Tele. So I mentioned earlier I'm planning on swapping the pickups out. These are just the stock ones in here at the moment, the Schecter Custom Shops, and they sound fine. I'm just not the biggest fan of lipstick pickups in general, for my go-to tones anyway, I guess. So I am going to swap these out. I do endorse Seymour Duncan, so I'm planning on putting a set of theirs in. Probably, and I've checked the routing underneath to make sure I can do this, the Cyclone Filtertron, the hot one in the neck, and then probably the hot for Tele in the bridge. I think that would pair quite well. Speaking of mods, this guitar is booked in for a refin job. The most common response I had on Instagram when I put the picture of this guitar was, "You finally bought a guitar that's not black." Anyone who follows me will know I'm a fan of black guitars. It is booked in. At this point I'm not sure whether to go black or gold. Probably both would have a black scratch plate on there, but it should look substantially different next time I use it in a video. So another common question I got asked off the back of putting this picture up was why I decided to go with Schecter over Fender or another company. And I'm not endorsed by Schecter, but I have been playing the PT Special and PT Fastback in quite a few videos recently. And I just really like that's of their Diamond series, so for the build quality on them at their price point, to me they felt way above the price that was attached to them. And I like that they've got a kind of vintage aesthetic and vintage tones, but with a more modern playability. So I thought I'd kind of stick with what I'm familiar with. I like the feel of those guitars, and I thought it'd be an easy transition to go to this one. So that was my new guitar. That was the Schecter PT Vintage Custom Shop. If anyone's got any more questions, let me know in the comments, or you can send me a message at James Frankland Guitar on Instagram. And let me know as well if you've got a strong opinion on whether I should go for black or gold, sorry, because I'm still undecided at this point. But it will look substantially different in the next video, and I'll put another video up when it's had the refin and the new pickups, so we kind of got before and after. But as always, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.